Welcome, people. It's Mr. back again with the review show. Yes, we're talking about today to beat Nottingham Forest 0, Fulham 4. Wait 1 minute. Here's Steve. Hey, Steve, what time calling, Steve?
Sorry, I'm a technophobe, man. Sorry.
This guy is okay. Well, yeah, Steve, it didn't matter. We just started, Steve. It's all right. Once again, Forest 0, Fulham 4. I thought we were going to talk about it, quick show about it then. But we've got the usual guests as well. We've got the YouTuber Des. How you doing, Des?
I'm good, Dor. Thank you.
Yeah, and we've got Steve Oldham next to me. How you doing, Steve?
I'm all right, Dor. How you doing, mate?
I'm not too bad. And we've got the late entrance as usual. We've got Steve Curry. How you doing, Steve?
All right, lads. Good to be here.
Good to be here. All right, so people, we're talking about today's game. Just a little bit of disappointment today, but as well, it's not. It's reality check, as I said, as a title. But I'm not damn beaten as everyone. But if you've got any questions, people, put the comments below, and we'll get the questions in. We'll start with you, Steve. How to think about today's performance?
Which Steve we on? Oldham or Corrie?
Oldham. Right. We know why, Steve, because because Steve Curry, he's always late entrance person. So I'm gonna I'll put Steve Oldham number 1. Steve Oldham, what do you think about today's game?
Oh, it's just a bad day at the office, weren't it? That was simple as that. Just got to move on now. You can't harp on it too much. We were going to lose a game. We were a bit slow off the mark. The only thing I was a little bit worried about, they seemed to play very, very deep, didn't they? And we didn't seem to be able to get too much behind them. But at the end of the day, that's it. We've got to move on. I thought the ref was outstanding. I thought he was brilliant. I've never seen such a great referee in all my life, and I hope he gets promoted to the Premier League next week. There is a rumour that someone did chuck him in the Trent from the top of the Trent end. But yeah, apart from that, it was a good Sunday afternoon at the City Ground. But hey, we'll win on Friday. We'll go down there and win, and we'll be 1 point off the playoffs. Happy days.
People, if no one knows, Steve Oldham was being sarcastic. So it's just what he's been sarcastic. Des, what was your opinion about today's game?
Well, like Steve touched on, I think we actually started really sort of a little bit ragged, didn't we? First 10, 15 minutes. And then I thought we grew into the game quite well. I thought we penned them back a little bit, for sort of last 30 minutes of the first half, the last 2/3 of the first half. I thought we controlled midfield, something that we're not particularly good at. Whilst we've got people who have been sticking it away and defended really strong, we don't always dominate the midfield. And I thought it was that was penning them back in. We was winning every ball in there, a couple of fouls, and Colback's yellow card ultimately was the reason I think we lost that game.
Yeah.
He did a niggly foul just after half time where it was a soft one. It probably was a foul. He just caught the shirt of somebody, and then straight away Cooper put the ball up knowing he wouldn't get another chance. And from that, I just felt that they scored a really sort of scrappy goal, which I think if Colback was on the pitch, we wouldn't have conceded. And it was lucky as well, it was lucky. And then ultimately at 2-0, the way Cooper's been playing, we're going to get beat 4-0, aren't we? If we're going for it, under Houghton, we'd have probably sat back and took a 2-0 defeat. But after sort of that 2-0 and 3-0, 4-0, the game was irrelevant. I think the key point was we really penned them back, and I don't think they were very sort of. They come out. For example, they come out after half time and they all walked out. Forest ran out onto the pitch. They looked determined. And if Grabban sticks that one away, we've got a real good game. There's only one winner if Grabban sticks out away.
And I was a question about to ask Steve Curry as well. Like the questioning from if Brennan late first off and goal, where was it? If Grabban did get that goal in, do you think it would have been a game changer if Grabban scored that, Steve Curry?
Yeah, just saying what Des has said there, yeah. And, all throughout the contest, I thought we were just slightly second best because, they're so clinical. They're a great side. They've got a lot of players. But like Des said, obviously the first goal was a gift, and obviously the second was as well. But when Graben gets that chance, it's 1-0, he equalises, and it can change the whole complex of the game. But a lot of people think I don't like Graben. I'm not going to beat him up for missing that chance.
Steve, don't worry about it. I was the same. I was exactly the same. I won't beat yourself up about it.
No, and you know what? I won't, because Graben's one of those guys that it seems that the more time he's got to put a chance away, the worse he becomes. If it's instinctive and he just has to just put it away, he does it. But no, I'm not going to beat him up for missing that. You know, he scored loads of goals, and I think you're right. I think if that, I sound like Mark Warburton, you know what I mean? Like by margins. But yeah, if he does, then it changes the complex of the game. But I think pretty much I'm echoing what you've all been saying here. That was kind of the way it was today. Just one of those days, and on another day, who knows? But we've got a lot to work on, but it's good. It's still good.
Steve Oldham, I said, I don't know if you lot knew, like, Ziggy, what's his, how do you pronounce his name? Zegino, if you can't, I can't pronounce his bloody name. He played as a number 10.
Yeah,
Steve Oldham, do you think it suited him? Because I personally think he didn't.
No, I didn't think it suited him. I like Stephen Des says, I thought, you know, we just lacked that little bit creative. You saw the difference between the two teams. I think someone said they had 4 shots today, or 5 shots and 4 went in. And we just couldn't seem to break them down. The midfield, I mean, there was one thing in the I think it was in the first half, and what I saw was that we got them in there on the corner of their box, and they just went ping, 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 bang. They've gone past us. Now midfield was now it gone, and that was the difference. Our midfield couldn't get near him today, and every time it got near Wilson, you know, he was doing more turns and flips than what they did at Strictly. So, you know, he was going down it all the time. He was, weren't he? But yeah, we just couldn't get near him. I just think it was a bad day at the office. Yeah. You sort of like knew this was coming. I do agree with what everyone is saying. I think if Graben sticks that one away, wow, it's a different game. And I was level with that. And when he pulled it back, Zink pulled it back, I thought, this is in. And I think it went in the top tier, didn't it? Top stand.
Yeah, top stand.
Just one quick question to ask. Did you guys were probably closer to it than me, because obviously I'm at the back of the main stand when I'm commentating. Did it take a bobble, or did he just take his eye off the ball?
I'm level with it, Steve. I'm literally level with it, and it rolls across. It just pops up.
Yeah,
it just pops up. I said to my lad,
"Did it?"
Yeah, just popped up. I said to my lad,
I couldn't see from my angle.
I was level with it. I was right level at where I sit. I sit in the lower main stand, and it come across and just whoosh, and it went up. You know, so I just said to my lad, it just popped up. That did. You know, but hey, if he puts it in the top corner, 1-1, different game.
Des, I said Fulham. I know the whole team. Is it more than 100 million? The whole team is it? I don't know if it is 100 million. We're Fulham great today. I know they got 4 goals. We just let Sloppy come, but I personally don't think they're a Premiership team. They've got Powership money, blah blah blah. But I just don't think.
You know what, though? I don't know. I'm looking at some of these comments. I thought Forest were the better side today. Until the goals went in, until the goals started going in, I thought there was only one winner, even at 1-0 down. We gave that sloppy goal away. They had nothing in midfield. Wilson is not a very good footballer. You know, there's a reason he keeps going on loan from Liverpool. He's a dead ball specialist. So in the Championship, that sort of opportunist moment is going to get you. He's going to win them games. I just don't think he's a brilliant midfielder. You know, and I was looking around the team. I thought we'd pen them back towards the end of the first half. One thing Forest were guilty of today was underestimating, and I'd never seen this before, was underestimating Mitrovic on the floor. They gave him far too much time with the ball at his feet. We all know what he can do in the air. He's fantastic in the air. But there was a couple of times where they backed off when the ball came into his feet, thinking he probably can't do very much, you know. And he was quite neat and tidy around the box. And I think it was his ability and him being their star Championship player that won them the game. You know, other than that, I don't think they had a great deal in midfield. They had the guy on the wing.
I disagree with that, Des. I disagree. I thought that what's the middle guy? Siri.
Yeah, Seri, yeah.
Siri. He cost 20. I thought he was best player on the pitch, Des.
I don't think so. Not when they had control of the game. Absolutely, there was the guy in the wing who was pushing Spence back a bit further. So I felt Johnson had a bit of a quieter game because Spence and Johnson weren't bombing on so much. Like he didn't have
Spence
coming up behind him.
Spence wasn't bombing as much as Lowe was today
because they had that sort of tricky winger, and I thought he was okay. He was penning them back, but until they got that second goal, the first goal, we were ragged for the first, like Steve said. We come out and we can see that when he shinned it in the bottom corner. I'm at the Bridgeford end, and that could have gone anywhere. And it's gone against his shin, and it's gone in the bottom corner. And then they took full control. So I can see what you're saying from that. But you asked me the question, did I think Fulham were great? Not at all. They were playing so deep, and I was saying to my mate in the match, this thing they do with the goalkeeper, and all teams do it, and teams that have been to the Premier League do it even more than other teams. It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal. Where they're passing it literally 2 yards, and then it's coming back, and the keeper's kicking it long anyway. But we were winning a lot. I think Brennan Johnson had charged one down, and that could have gone anywhere in the first half. And it just fell out of play before we got back to it. So I just didn't think they were very good. I'm really not unimpressed with Forest today. I think if we'd have got that goal, I think there was only one winner. But that's my opinion, of course.
See, Korea, I was just saying about I'm a little bit disappointed. Like, as you know, Lau Taylor scored 2 goals against City. Was you disappointed that he didn't get any game time today?
Who was that? Sorry, Ben.
Lau Taylor.
Taylor, yeah. It's a funny one, that, because obviously I fully expected Graben to start because Taylor was impact player, but I think when you go sort of when we went 3-4-0 down, excuse me, with so long to go, I think then you got license to throw him on. You said, well, we've got nearly half an hour to go here, and we're actually getting tonked. So he did ring the changes. He put 3 subs on, but you could argue that he could have thrown Taylor on and just gone for it that way. But I don't think it was kind of like detrimental. But sure, I mean, if it was like maybe 15 minutes to go, whatever, you'd say, but I mean, when you've got half an hour or so, you've got license, and you say, well, you know what, we're getting tonked here. Let's throw caution to the wind. But he might be a bit annoyed, Taylor, because obviously when you score goals, you're confident, you think, I just want to get back on the pitch and bang him in again. So hindsight might have been good to throw him on, but it is what it is, I guess.
It is. There's 70 people in. If you want to ask any questions to the lads on the channel, you can. If you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. I am 50 away to 5k, so I'm trying to catch a little brat max. So people, please do hit the subscribe. So what's funny, Steve? I'm trying to, because I know he's watching. He always watches it style away. So Steve, today, like I said, with I'm still like. Was you surprised? Like there was no booing at all at the end. Like
I think the fans have. I think the fans are on Cooper's side. Full stop. I don't think you'll get any. I don't think you'll get any viewing. I tell you why you won't get any booing. Firstly, they can see what this guy brings. He brings enthusiasm to the fans, the team, and everything. He's changed the way we play. I think Des said it. That would have been Chris Hughton. Well, if that had been Chris Hughton, I think we'd have played, 1 goalkeeper and 10 defensive midfielders at the start. We wouldn't have played no attackers. And when we went 2-0 down, like Steve said, 2-0 down, right, okay, let's go and lose. We might as well lose 4-0. There was that mentality. We might as well have a go at it. So no, there was no burn. I think everyone's on his side. I listened to the back end of his interview on Radio Nottingham, and I thought what he said was spot on. Where he turned and said, I don't want any of my players feeling sorry for themselves. We lift ourselves up and we get on with it for Friday. And I think that's the right way. That's what we've got to do now. It's gone now, isn't it? There's nothing we can do about this game today. We've got to think, right, let's go for Friday. I do think there'll be a couple of changes on Friday. I also Steve said about Lyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think Steve Cooper lost a sub today with Colback. I think he had to pull him off. He had no choice. It was
You have
really
no choice. You have no
when
choice.
I said to you, Ben, I says he turned round to the bench and went, "What? I've got to bring him off." And because Garner had just gone out, and Garner had turned straight back and come back, and he said, "I've got to bring him off because he's going to get sent off." Because the ref would have sent someone off today.
I've always been critical with Gardner today, and when he come on for callback, and again, I just don't think he made impact as well today. I know it wasn't today's game, but Des, I've been critical of Gardner. Like Des today, do you think?
I think we lost. I've said it already. I thought we dominated the midfield in the second part of the first half. And I think I'll come to that shortly, but with Zickernagel, I can't say it now because you've said it in millions of different ways. Zickernagel, I actually thought the position he played, because what he was doing, he's running a lot from side to side. And I know that doesn't sound very attacking, but it will pulling the defence apart and leaving space for the wingers. And I think we really, really dominated that midfield, and it just showed how much Colback's come back into form and how much form Garner's lost when he came on. His touch has gone a little bit. He tried a couple of really, really ambitious long balls, what almost landed in the same spot as Graben's shot, from his own half. And I just think he's lost confidence, hasn't he? And Steve was a good footballer from what I hear.
Wait. Which one?
Steve
Curry.
Yeah.
You know about Steve Curry?
Yeah.
Des, you should see him in goal.
Well, the point is, when you play football and you lose confidence, you lose the basics. And I've said this before, the basics have gone for Garner, haven't they? His head has kind of gone for a little bit. He'll get them back because he's obviously a quality player. But at the moment, when he comes into our side, it seems to be. It's like when Yates was playing the ball back all the time because he were fighting to do the right thing properly. And all of a sudden you're seeing a confident Yates versus an unconfident Garner. And same with Colback. And I just think we lost that balance. And ultimately, like I said to you, the fact he had to make that substitution. If he didn't have to make that, I don't think they scored the second goal, and I think we dominate the game and get at least a point. But for me, yeah, Garner, it's just not happening at the minute, is it?
No. Steve Curry, I said, I know we've got QPR next Friday. Would you keep the same team that we had today against QPR, or would you change it a little bit?
Do you know what? I probably would keep the same side, yeah. And you could argue the toss because we lost 4-0 and no one would disagree. But I think because, the process and the ethos has been good since, Cooper's been in charge, he's got the right thing. Sometimes you can get thrown off course by one game, one result. I'll give you an example. 2010 World Cup, Spain won it. And at the start of the 2010 World Cup, they lost 1-0 to Switzerland.
Yeah.
And, people asking questions. Oh, my God, Spain been beat. They're going to change. They just went out the next game, did what Spain do, and I forget who they played, but they obviously steamrolled everyone, went and came home with the trophy. So if you believe in what you're doing, you'll get blips along the way and you can learn from them. But I think, the way it's set up and pretty much, all right, there might be maybe one change, I would guess, but a good example of it as well is Lyle Taylor. I mean, because he scored the 2 at Bristol City, he'd have license, in any other side for people to say, well, he should be starting against Fulham today. But he knew, and Cooper knew that, no, Lewis is my main go-to man. I know, he's missed a sitter today as well. That just happens. But yeah, to answer the question, I do think he'll stick with pretty much the same framework. If at most, I'd say one change. But yeah, because and again, what Steve and Des were saying, no one booed after the match. They believe in the progression. So yeah, I think it will just be a case of, look, this is the way we're setting up. We'll go to QPR and we'll put it right. One thing I will say, a lot of the goals, the last three goals, 3 of the last sort of 5 goals we conceded at home, obviously 4 today. 2 at home today were obviously, big mistakes.
Yeah.
The goal against Blackpool was, and you can't legislate for individual mistakes. So that's as good a manager, whether it's Clough, whether it's Ferguson or whatever, individual mistakes, you cannot plan for them. You've just got to make sure the lads are concentrating. So, yeah, I've gone about it a long way round, but I do think when we get to Friday, I think he's just going to say, no, you know what, I'm happy with what we're doing, and let's stick with the same kind of framework.
Steve Oldham, what play was you disappointed today? I know you lost 4-0, but what players do you think could have done better today? I think Spence. I thought Spence could have done better.
Well, I think, I think Lowe in the second half got forward a little bit more.
First half he did.
First half he did. I don't think that was because they played bad. I think the Fulham lads just, they just pinned on them to stop them. They'd done their own work on where we attack. I don't know really. We just didn't have an all-round good game. No one had a stinker. No one. Like you say, Zink didn't play very well. Johnson didn't play to what he could have played. But is that the opposition? Did they knock us out?
You know what? I don't know if you agree. Like I said, they played the number 10 role. Johnson up front with Gubbin. And I don't think Johnson's a striker. I think he's more of a winger. Do you ever agree? I'm going to ask you, Des. Do you think Johnson as a striker?
No, not I like what he does on that right wing. I keep repeating myself on here. The way he gets to the byline. He beats a man. And we don't see that enough anymore. Crossing. Getting that ball in, it can go anywhere. Look at well, it was a corner and it's not quite the same, but getting the ball into the box, it can come off anyone. The first goal was an own goal. You're giving yourself that opportunity. When we've played well, we've been doing that. Johnson's been doing that 4 or 5 times a game down that right hand side. You only have to take 1 or 2 normally from that situation. Whereas under Houghton, it wasn't happening, was it? So for me, definitely play him out there, and when he has played a bit more central, he's not quite done the same thing. Again, I'm not going to be too critical because I think there was other reasons today. That right winger, for example, and things like that didn't make it happen. I think his best position and all the clips I'd seen from Lincoln last year when he'd done well. I didn't see every goal or every good thing he did, but every sort of clip was him coming in from that right-hand side and perhaps beating a man and getting right to the byline, and you just don't see that anymore, do you?
100%. As well, there's 70 people in. If you have any questions for Steve Curry, Steve Owen, or Des, put links below. If you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. As people as well, Steve Curry, he does a lot of talk about Forest. Are you doing any articles this week about this game, Steve?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, and I'll include the Bristol game as well. I'll try
please do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm pretty much echoing what we've been saying on here. Nothing too critical or too offensive, because I believe in what we're doing and it's healthy and yeah. So you'll get as usual a balanced view. I won't be too far one way or the other.
As well, people, I put Steve Curry and Des Oldham's YouTube channel in the link, so people after this, if you want to read Steve's latest article, you can read it. As well, Des, he does his YouTube channel as well. His link is below. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, because Des said he wants 200 subscribers by the end of the year, and he keeps banging on about it. So please, can people subscribe to his channel? It is a really good channel.
Come on, it's 200, not 5K. Come on.
You know what? I forgot to ask you, Steve, before I ask a subject. Like, Steve Cooper is coming, and like, was you with Forest getting Cooper as manager, or did you want someone else?
Is it Steve Oldham or?
You correct. You, Steve.
Oh, right, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely simply because we'd all watched Swansea last season, and when we watched Swansea against us, they looked great. They were just like they just bombed down the flanks, and it was just completely different to what we'd seen. And I'm not going to say, I was a big advocate of it and whatever. I just wanted something different. I just wanted a break from the 4-2-3-1. And ironically, Fulham play 4-2-3-1, don't they? But they play it well. I just wanted something different. So when they got him, I thought, yeah, he's young, he's innovative, he's won a trophy, at World Cup level, all right, albeit England the 17s or 20s or whatever it was. But yeah, it was something different. It was a breath of fresh air. And I thought, yeah, take this all day long, because I'd watched Swansea against us and just watched the way they just used the width of the pitch and they used to attack. And I'm seeing that already from him at our place, even after a few weeks.
100%. I was just reading the comment on, yes, people, I don't know if you know, I screamed like a little bitch when we beat Bristol City at the end of the game. Quite a lot of people kept asking me as well about it. Yeah, I did. So please stop asking me about that. Scream like a bitch. Last question, people. 72 people in. That's amazing. Steve Oldham, what player like today? I know, like I keep saying lost 4-0, but what players was you impressed today with? I know we could talk about the defense, Ryan Yates, blah blah. But any players that stuck out for you today?
I thought Ryan Yates had a good game. I thought Colbeck had a good game until he came off, and then it was obviously poor stuff. Apart from that, no, I don't think anyone. I think they were the two ones that stood out for me. Roll did okay. I thought Fig did okay, but there was no one that really stood out for me today. There was no one who you thought, oh, I feel sorry for him. He's put in a real good shift. But I've been saying to you, Dory, about Yatesy. All right, I think Yates is the one that's coming on since Cooper's took on. And there was one incident. I think Steve was on about Colbeck. I don't know whether anyone saw it, but we heard it. Yates had got the ball, and this just shows you about Colbeck where he's come on. And I think he went back to Worrell, and Colbeck gave him the biggest rollicking for going back to Worrell when he said, "You just give me the ball. I want the ball." And it was in the first half, and that to me just thought, Colbeck. And when you look at Garner, when Garner come on, I think Garner's struggling. I really do think he's struggling. And I think if you
do you think we'll go back to Man U?
Well, now then, I was just going to say something here, Dory. Okay, now you know what I call this guy, Odd Job. All right, because I can't say his surname. The Paraguayan lad. All right, he was upping him on Thursday or Friday, weren't he? On the interview, he was really upbeating him, saying, "Yeah, he's in the mix and he's doing really well." On the bench today, I think he may get a game on Friday. I'm not saying he's going to start. He may get a game, and he may go ahead of Garner. Coming on.
What do you look?
Think at some point he's going to go in, and I think if he starts, I think then Garner, and he starts playing well, then I think Garner may go back to Man U.
Des, do you think Garner will go back to Man U?
Well, after their performance today, I think they need a few, don't they?
The reality is he probably will, won't he? We've got players waiting in the wings. He's not the first name on the team sheet anymore. When we signed him, he was probably the first name put down. We waited eagerly to get him, but with players that we signed sort of coming through, there's Forney still about, who still looks a real talent. There's lots of places up for, well, there's lots of players vying for two places in there, so if he don't sort his game out in the next few, you can't really see a future for him at Forest, can you? And it's a shame, because we all know when he's on song, he's a top player, but it's that thing I said before, when the confidence goes, you know, the ability goes as well, and the ability and the confidence will come back. It's just whether it's in time to sort of, whether it's at Forest this season, and Man U think, well, we could send him elsewhere and get him some game time, because someone will pick him up. You know, if we keep in the same form, there'll be a team like us last season. You know, there's one not too far away who'd probably take him at this moment in time. You know, with Man United connections, but yeah, probably. I think he probably will end up back at Man U, and we'll be looking in a different direction.
Steve Corey, I remember the joke we had at the Everton game, and we spoke about I don't know, people sort of log out. I had a little joke with Steve about Carvalho not getting in the job, and he was the only player that got dropped out the 16 today, and it seems like it's getting worse and worse for him. And like, do you see a career aim at Forest now after what happened today?
Honest answer in a nutshell, no. And I had this conversation with a few people in the week. It was quite interesting, because it's like, you know, we're probably the same ilk. We kind of don't quite believe in him, and we think, well, he's not for us. But you know what social media is like. You become, he's not for you, you're a hater, and it's you know, it's just only subjective. What I will say is, God, you know, I would love him to be good, because we all four of us here on this video, on, you know, we're all on DoreOnTour. We love nothing more than a Forest player to be brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not gonna hate on someone if he's gonna be brilliant and you know, come to fruition. But it's just not happened, and I don't think it will. He's had 4 or 5 different managers now that have not seen it in him. But I wouldn't go on the attack. I wouldn't be one of these saying, "Oh, I told you so." I think a lot of it is to do with social media, and you know this better than anyone, Ben, because you've seen the positives of social media. You've seen the absolute hates and the racism and the vitriol. But you know, social media, I think a lot of it is people, they put their view out there and then think, shit, I hope I'm not wrong, because if I'm wrong, I'm going to feel so stupid. When really we should be looking at, look, this is my view, but if it comes good, it's win-win, because he's a Forest player and I support Forest. So but again, I've gone the long way around. But to answer your question,
this what happens when you're a journo, because when Steve doesn't answer the question, it goes round. So when he doesn't answer it. So I know how these journos work.
Hey, I'm no journo. I'm a blagger and a blogger. That's all I am. I think it's just more my Irish side, but just never show. But yeah, I think I don't see a future for him, but I don't wish anything bad on him. I certainly don't. But no, I don't. But I don't see a future for him.
Steve, I was talking to a fellow Forest fan, Steve Oldham, and this transfer window is going to be important for Forest. Like I said, we've got like Grabber and Taylor. We've even got players like Myton who can play up front as well. Like, do you think Forest need to bring in like at least one striker in?
Well, yeah, just get back to what Des was saying about Garner. Garner's on loan, isn't he? Garner's on loan from Man U, and I think have we got all our loans in? So if Man U came in, I don't think Forest are going to go out and buy a centre forward, because January's stupid window, isn't it? You know, if you want a centre forward, is like, well, we value him at 2 million and the club wants 10 million. You know, so it's all loans. So yes, Forest need a striker. I don't think they'll need a lot more. I just think they need a striker. But then, unfortunately, strikers are gold dust, ain't they? You know. So yeah, there was someone had said to me today that and I read, Steve might know this, because obviously if he's a journo, whatever he is, you know,
blagger.
He's a blagger.
He reminds me of a politician. You ask him a question.
That's what he is. What he is. Yeah, he's a politician.
It takes me about half a year to answer it.
Get the white flag out. Get the white flag out.
Yeah. There was, what I heard was Brewster. I don't know whether this is true.
I've been hearing that. I've been hearing Brewster.
There is a deal, or there was Forest firm favourites to get Brewster. Now Brewster worked with him at
Swansea.
Swansea, all right? Yeah. So, you know, it's going to start in it this time next. They've got to get they've got to get a striker in because Graben and Taylor. Martin's not a striker, is he? Would you put Martin?
You can't put him up there. You can't put him
want
up
a
there.
striker, don't you? You want an out and out striker for me. You know. Oh, do we go back for that lad in France? You know, I mean,
The Costa.
No, what was the lad who apparently had a back and they sent him back? Maggio, was it Maggio?
Oh, Maggio. I don't think. Nah, we won't get him.
Eh?
We won't get him. I don't think we'll get him. I've been to
We're
Costa back.
striker.
I'll bring to Costa back. I'll bring him back.
What, Costa Coffee? No, thank you.
Oh, days. The centre four people in. Let's see if you want to ask any questions, you can. Last but not least, I think I've asked Des about this 5,000 times. I'll ask you, Steve. Steve Oldham. Right now, we're like Cooper. Let's get back to today's game. Let's think about the other games. Like, is it 4 games you win in a row? Do you think the squad we've got now, Forest have got like a slight chance to, I don't know, get in the top 10, top 6?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
Yeah, I do. Ben, I said to you, yeah, Forest will make the playoffs. And I'm saying to you now, they're going to make the playoffs.
People in the comments, do you agree with Steve Oldham?
They're going to make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win. I said they're going to make the playoffs.
What
about you, Steve? What about you, Steve? Correct. I don't know if don't right, Steve. Don't try and make it a long one. Make it a short one. Stop it.
Right, short and sweet. I think they'll come close, but just get close enough without getting in. I think we'll be about 8.
I said 7th.
Six.
Did you say 7th as well?
No, I just says you've not asked me directly where I think.
I've asked you so many times. I think I have.
Do you know what? Right now, I think we'll make the playoffs. You know,
Yeah,
I think after like say the first half performance today, when we got to grips with the games and what we've seen, you know, I don't think there's too much to be worried about. I've been more cautious than that when we have spoke about it before. I've said I probably think we'll come up a bit short, but the more I see, you know, the more confident I'm getting. I can't believe I'm so confident after a 4-0 defeat that we're going to do okay. But I think if we had somebody like Brewster, you know, just another dynamic to the team, a bit more competition. You know, you spoke earlier about the lineup on Friday. I'd keep the same team because if he sticks with them and believes in them, people know they've got to fight hard for a place as well. You know, it's okay saying throw Lyle Taylor in. You know, when Grabham was man of the match last week. You know, so if this is the team, and then you know, you're creating that siege mentality that we've got to work hard, we've got to do this, we've got to do things properly. You know, and the more we get that, and the more competition we get, good competition, I think we can really do something now. You know, I firmly believe we'll go to QPR and win. I think that's the sort of team we're going to be on a regular basis now. You know, so I'm absolutely confident of thinking we can definitely get in there.
Yeah, I'm confident because I think how many times I've been QPR? I've been QPR 3 times. The time we got relegated, I don't want to mention that. Did have you look this QPR game we got relegated? And have you lot? Did any go?
No.
Under Megson. Was it Megson? Got relegated?
Yes.
Against QPR?
Yeah.
Did no one go? You must have got no one went.
No one liked Magson's football, so we wouldn't have gone anywhere.
I've seen you get 5-2 there, Dor.
You know what? I can't even remember.
You can't remember when we got relegated to League One?
Yeah.
No, I remember when we get relegated, but like I can't remember the actual QPR game in isolation.
We lost 3-1.
That would have been away, obviously, because like they hadn't. Yeah.
Yeah, we lost 3-1. I cried like a little bitch then. I couldn't. No, that was
Again.
Again. I think I've been there 3 times. I think I'm confident. I'm confident that we can get result at QPR. Like the Forest have won. Is it 4 games in a row now? Is it 4 games in a row? Huddersfield, Barnsley, Birmingham. I'm pretty sure. I'm not. Yeah, it's 4-4.
It's interesting you say that, though, because I think Forest have put, and it's proved today to some degree, and the fact we weren't quite at the races against Blackpool, but got the win. I think we set up to play away from home.
Yeah,
the team's shape and style, and the pace you've got in Brennan Johnson and sort of Zinkenagel and Mighton and players like that, and Lolly, it proved at Bristol, we're a counter-attacking team, and we played really well at Bristol, and we had a lot of possession and things like that, but we still sort of win the ball and move forward quickly again, and I think at a team like QPR, we will try, probably a bit too nice, at times. We know Warburton's style, they'll tippy-tappy and they'll do what they need to do, and I think we'll just sort of counter that, and we'll kind of run over them a little bit, like we did with Bristol, a team lacking in confidence. But I think we're set up now to play away from home more so than at home.
Right, just one more question for everyone. Like I said, if you comment below, are you going to QPR? I know I'm going. I know you are going as well, aren't you, Des?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Steve, both Steve, are you going to QPR way?
No, I'm on holiday.
You lot are slacking, man.
I know. No, I ain't got your kind of money for these away days. You know what I mean?
Listen to me. Des always gives me a loan to go to a away game because it's YouTube Live and all that. But people, like I said, I'm going to QPR away on Friday. Last but not least, I'm going to ask Steve. I don't know. I keep repeating, like it's going to be a long season, ups and downs. But are you impressed with how far it's been playing? And that's what you, Steve, correct. But like, how is it good? Like, I think with Houghton, it was shocking. With Lemuche as well. But the football and the relationship that Cooper's got with the fans, it's great seeing it, Steve. It's just great.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. And you know what? Without going around with a long-winded answer again, it's just I just see good things because he does things fast and he interacts and if something's going wrong, he'll make the substitutions. And I think going forward in a season, he'll make the signings if he's allowed or whatever. And yeah, I just see good things, even if we fall short of the playoffs or promotion. I just see positive things.
Yeah. As well. Right, people, I'm going to get going. But thank you very much, Steve Curry, for coming on. As well, Des. As well, Steve Owen. Please, like I said, Steve Curry, he's got his own, he does his little blogging. I call him a reporter because they are reporters as well. People, like I said, if you want to read Steve Curry's article, the link is below. As well, get Des to 200 subscribers because he needs it, because he messages me every single bloody day saying, Ben, can you help me?
I don't think it's like that, Dor. I don't think it's like that.
So yeah, people, if you can, go to the link below, make sure you do subscribe to Des. And as well, Steve Owen, thank you very much for coming on as well. And I did say, can you stop going on Max's channel because, like I said, he's a little brat. But yeah, people, thank the 73 people. Thank you very much to the 73 people for coming on the channel. Like I said, I'll do a review show on Thursday night with a QPR fan. But it's been a pleasure, boys. Thank you very much for coming on. Like I said as well, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. I think I'm like 55 away from 5k. And I said I'll give a special prize to someone out there who's been subscribed to the channel for a long time. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and I'll see you soon on Thursday. Peace and love.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you.
Cheers,
Nice one, bro.